The government has made a big play on Build Back Better. How is it different from pre-COVID times? And what do you think it will achieve that previous government targets didn't?
I fully understand the need for the government to give a positive impetus, especially after the year that we've had with COVID, and we've still got Brexit and the fallout from that. And the slogan, Build Back Better, is all about giving confidence to the industry and giving a target and a direction of travel. But without a lot of work behind it, it just becomes a meaningless phrase. So we need to ensure that we have the incentives, we need the financial framework, we need to ensure quality and inspection, we need compliance, and we need all of those things. Otherwise, the phrase Build Back Better will be lost along with everything else, and it won't actually deliver what the government wants. What we have to do is ensure that it means something. So at the moment, I don't think there is any detail, and if you were to say to the Prime Minister, what do you actually mean by Build Back Better? I'm not sure he could give you a cogent answer.
In terms of that, and as you say, of these post-COVID world, of Brexit looming, of all the things that maybe should have been in place by now but aren't, what do you think are the key challenges facing your industry sector?
We have to ensure that we can provide the materials that the construction industry needs. And that's not just our sector, that's across the board. And we know there's a shortage of materials. We know there's a challenge there because of world pressures, because of many things that are happening. The government's role is to ensure that there is a framework for products to be brought in, and that means sorting out the confusion over the end of CE marking and the introduction of the UK CA mark, which was due to happen in January next year, but it's looking like it's going to be delayed by some considerable time because the legislation isn't in place. So they have to put the framework for that to happen. We also need to know that the targets that are set, and there are interim targets between now and 2050, and government have made the announcements for those, but we have to inspect and make sure there's compliance with those targets to enable that to happen.
Is this a springboard for a better built environment?
I would hope so. We keep missing targets, and you can look back over the last few decades at incentives and ideas that we had that we've missed. It won't solve the problem. It is a direction of travel. It's an impetus, but we need an awful lot more in place before it will come to fruition.
It is a huge challenge, though, isn't it? I mean, just trying to achieve a net carbon zero target.
It's an enormous challenge. We are more aware of what needs to be done, and we have to make sure that we marry what needs to be done with what can be done, and therefore the work that is carried out both for new build and for existing buildings meets those longer term challenges.